So what actually a sold out means?
Each developer has its own strategy, but at the end of the day, everything is getting sold. Whether it's within an hour or within a month, it's getting sold.
But is it really being sold out so fast? That's the question.
In a city where deals move before they're announced, only a few truly understand the game.
Even my first year was terrible. I made maybe 4 sales in 1 year. I had to learn Dubai properly, what Dubai had to offer.
Meet Anthony Joseph. With over a decade in Dubai's real estate market, he has witnessed the shift from uncertainty to global dominance.
Let's go back and say when you started your journey in Dubai in 2014.
Back then, we used to be 5,000 brokers. Today, we're 85,000.
Exactly. So there is competition.
But that competition doesn't mean that they are hurting the real ones. So I can vouch for 50 brokers in Dubai that they are killing it. Each year, they're making millions. And the remaining are wondering how.
A project gets over marketed and then the value comes down.
The better the offer is, the dodgier is the unit. In real estate, what's more important than the entry is the exit. Buy it, trust me, it will go up. This is all nonsense. Decent broker will not sell something that they wouldn't buy themselves.
This is the reality of Dubai real estate, through the eyes of someone who lives it every single day.
If you want to become successful, you have to have exclusive sellers. But if you want to become the stars of the city, you have to have exclusive buyers.
But who are these exclusive buyers? Like, who are these people?
This is Beyond Luxury by Arista Properties.
Hi, EJ. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Beyond Luxury by Arista. And we have seen a lot of your podcast. Of course, we've seen your journey. We obviously have seen a significant increase in the number of developers and the number of realtors. What we have noticed is that the project launches have become different. So the projects get sold out before they officially launch, or the projects get sold out at the day of the launch. So what's really happening?
Each developer has its own strategy. Some developers, for example, they keep inventory for themselves. To sell it for relatives or friends. Other developers, what they do, they give allocation to the biggest agencies or to the brokers so they can sell it. And whatever is left, they do it on the launch day. So each developer has a different strategy. But at the end of the day, everything is getting sold. Whether it's within an hour or within a month, it's getting sold.
So what actually a sold out means?
At least for a property to be considered as sold fully, a client has to put 10% down payment and 4% registration for the land department.
Okay.
Putting a token of 20,000 or 50,000 doesn't mean it's sold. It means it's on hold until they finalize that payment and then the reservation form followed by the SPA. So as I'm telling you, each developer do it differently. Some developer will tell you it's sold. Phase 1 is sold.
Correct.
Means phase 2 is coming with another 5% increase on the price. So each developer has their own strategy. I cannot tell you each one what they're doing. We have over 8,000 developers in the country, but eventually everything is being sold.
But is it really being sold out so fast? That's the question.
So for example, let's say developer X has 300 units.
Correct.
They will allocate 150 units to agencies and brokers. These guys will sell it. Once let's say he makes sure that they received their money and it's sold 100%, they will be left with another 150 units. This is where they do the launch. The launch, sometimes it sells in 1 day and in 1 week or in 10 days, but it gets sold eventually. So how do you know it's sold? Because you see the registration, the OCUD registration from the land department. So this is where you verify it's getting sold.
So when a developer...
But sometimes they say we sold it in 15 minutes or we sold it in 1 hour. It's kind of like hyping it up.
Okay.
But the result is there.
But the back work has been done.
Yes.
So what exactly is that back work? So let's say if I am a developer and I'm launching a project tomorrow, and at the day of the launch, I announce that it's completely sold out.
Maybe you sold 70% a month ago. Under the table without announcing the projects in the market. You just announced it for the verified agencies and the brokers. And whatever was left from those guys, you were like, okay, I still have 30% of the building. Let me do an official launch where I will be inviting all of the brokers or the direct buyers. For example, there's lots of repetitive buyers in the market.
Okay.
So let's say if you guys have a buyer that keeps buying from you in every project, when you have a new launch, you're gonna call this guy first, say, listen, I'm about to launch this one. Let me give you a price that you will not get from buying from brokers.
Yeah.
Means like instead of them paying that broker 4% or 5% agency fee, they can discount it for that client because it's coming directly. So that client will appreciate it. So lots of developers that they do have those repetitive clients, they do offer this to buyers, to exclusive agencies, and to exclusive brokers that they have proven a track record, a sales track record, that they always do bulk deals.
So it has more on the exclusivity part,
Of course. And there is also lots of brokers, lots of developers that they will tell you, come do underwrite. Give me a check, take a floor or 2 floors, take a cluster, sell it yourself. So you will have it as an agency to sell it yourself. And those agencies sometimes, if they cannot sell it themselves, they can call different agencies by saying, okay, come close it with me and let's share the commission.
So the idea is that if a developer is announcing that it's sold out in a day, for example, the work has already started, and it's because they have called limited or top brokers or top agencies.
Like for example, now the new extension of the IFC 2.0, it genuinely sold in one day because everyone was on it. Some other developers, they don't sell it in one day. They sell it within a month, but they announce on the day of the launch that they just sold it in the same day.
Understood.
It's like a competition, same way with brokers, same way with everyone. It's the competition in the city where you see Dubai pushing everyone to be the best and to be seen and to be visible. It's the same concept, but there's no lie in here. It's being sold. Regardless if it was done in 1 hour or in 1 month, it's being sold.
But when you bring so much of exclusivity to brokers and also to public, why would you do that? Like, why would you bring exclusive brokers and why would you limit the access to a lot of people?
It's not about exclusive brokers, but for example, as you know, in Dubai, I think we just surpassed the 80,000 brokers, 84, 85,000. Okay. So end of the day, those are quantity, not quality.
Correct.
If I want to give my product to everyone, they're going to trash it. So I rather give it to 10 brokers or to 10 agencies that they are the top 10 agencies in the country, where I'm going to know that they're going to treat it as if it's their own. They're going to do proper marketing about it. They're not going to bring me bad offers and do the job, rather than me just giving it to unlimited brokers where I feel my product is going to be kind of trash and unrespected in the market.
So are you suggesting that many times a product or a project gets over marketed and then the value comes down?
Of course.
So hence they reach out to top brokers and they reach out to their top clients.
Let me simplify it to you.
To sell.
Can anyone today go to a Lamborghini showroom and say, give me a car? Even if they have the money, they won't do it. They want to see your portfolio. Who are you? What have you purchased from us before? How are you going to be driving this car?
Yeah.
Right? It's the same with the properties in here, because like these guys, they are building communities, they are doing buildings, they are doing everything. So they want to make sure that don't just like splash it all over the market, or else that developer would have spent the money themselves doing the marketing. So they go to the agencies because those agencies has been around for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they have that record that they're gonna make sure that their product will be presented in the best way possible to the best clients possible.
However, from a end user perspective, how does it benefit the end user?
To be dealing with brokers, not to go directly to that developer.
To get a deal. Because if I see, let's say if I were to buy a property, correct? I would want to see a developer who is known. So if I see a lot of advertisement about the developer, my trust is there that, okay, this person, I've seen a billboard, I've seen this project being spoken about, being advertised about. But many times, that's the thing, that if I have not seen it, why would I give my money and why would I invest in that?
Let me tell you something. The better the offer is, the dodgier is the unit. Because if it would have sold itself, those people didn't need to make crazy offers. I don't want to now say like extended payment plan or super easy payment plan for people to think that I'm relating it to any developer. But I mean, like, any good product, any good location with a developer that has a proven track record that they have delivered, it's a good property. So there is, I don't know, like mentioning there is over 30, 40 names in the country that they are all over the city and they're doing amazing. Now, if a new developer is coming to Dubai, how can these guys compete? They can compete by not giving, let's say, very easy payment plan by saying, come give me a monthly installment, or just without verifying the client, anyone can buy. But they can make better quality.
Yeah.
So they can say, okay, let me for the first few projects really increase my quality and kill my margins, but at least people will know who I am, what I'm going to be delivering. And that's how they bring those people. So instead of them, let's say, making 60% or 70% profit, make 40%. But this way, consider yourself that you use that money for marketing rather than just give it to any broker for them to market it for you. Because end of the day, the broker is here to make the sale, irrelevant of, he's not gonna know the feeling or why you should be with this developer. For them, okay, come buy from me, I'll finish my paperwork, okay, thanks, bye. So this is why the new developers has to compromise on the quality aspect. This is how they're gonna attract people, not by billboards, not by putting the ads everywhere.
And I believe when you're delivering quality projects, it builds the confidence in the broker community itself.
Absolutely, the broker would love to sell it because a decent broker will not sell something that they wouldn't buy themselves. So
that's what you recommend.
That is what I always say, like, never sell something you don't buy yourself. So when I know that this developer is gonna bring a great quality, I know this client will call me and on handover and say, thank you, you did me a favor, I'm very happy with the unit. And he's gonna refer me to their friends, which is the most important aspect of real estate, is the referrals.
Talking about your journey, do you think that this shift of announcing a project being sold out or the project genuinely being sold out in like few days, is this a real shift, or was it an old thing? Like, is it an
kind
old
of
thing?
happened all post-COVID, like before COVID.
Okay.
A developer used to launch a project that sells in, let's say, anywhere between 1 week to 1 month. And even though I still remember when we used to speak to international investors and tell them, if you want a unit, we need your passport copy immediately. You need to pick a unit so we can send you an online link payment. They were like, why are you rushing me? And some of those, they used to feel like we are trying to scam them. And they used to call us after 2-3 months, say, yeah, I'm ready to move forward. I'm like, sorry, buddy, you have to move forward on a different project because this one is actually sold out. But what happened, it was post-COVID, and it was the period between 21 to 22 where we've seen this huge influx of people coming to Dubai investing. And then when the Russian and Ukrainian war started, everyone came in the city. You've seen that crazy spike. And January back then, whenever a developer used to launch something, it would sell with
very
1
quickly.
or 2 hours because everyone was in the city. Everyone got the feeling of Dubai. They love living in here. They just rented their properties and they were buying into premium new projects being launched. Now it's kind of different. We still have a crazy hype. People are still buying, but it doesn't mean genuinely someone is selling in 1 hour. Maybe it's a marketing gig or trying to hype up a project, but it's being sold.
Let's go back and say when you started your journey in Dubai in 2014.
Wow. When I started, it was the total opposite of what you're seeing right now. So when I came, it was an actual dip in the market. There has been a rise in 2012 because of the Arab Spring. And because lots of people came to Dubai and there was not much inventory. In November 2013, they have just announced the Expo. And every landlord just increased their prices by 25%. And then in 2014, it kind of was like that. So when I came in, first of all, I had to learn Dubai properly, what Dubai had to offer. And back then, we didn't have the golden visas and we didn't have all of the stuff that is right now. All what we could have said that Dubai offered safety, nice lifestyle. It wasn't as luxurious as today. It was good, but not as luxurious. And we needed to convince people to come get properties in here, because most people, they didn't really know about Dubai. Some people are like, what is that?
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it wasn't as popular as what
Okay.
you know today. Lots of people used to tell us, "Oh, my friend bought in 2006 and 7, and the developer ran away with their money."
Oh, wow.
We're like, "Okay, but back then there was no escrow
No escrow.
account, so your money was directly in the pocket of that developer. Now it changed, so we had to explain a lot. It wasn't easy. Actually, it was very hard, and I didn't do sales back then, so I kept doing rentals up until end of 2016, because rentals were easier than doing a sale.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember in 2017, I jumped into sales, and I didn't
Like core
do.
off-plan sales.
Yeah, I started learning it, how to do it. And even my first year was terrible. I made maybe 4 sales in 1 year.
Really? And how did you survive?
We used to die to do a sale back then. For example, one of my first deal was a studio from Danube, which was extremely easy. The client had to pay 5% as a down payment and the remaining 1% per month. And the studio back then was a bit under 400,000. It was
That's
like
it?
370 something. And
Wow.
it took me like 2 months for the client to close it. And the commission was nothing. It was barely 5,000-6,000 dirhams. So it was lots of effort to do sales. And it didn't move up until 2018, where those developers, they were like, okay, let's do payment plans. And when payments plans came in the market, this is where we started seeing big shift in the market. Lots of Europeans understood that they can move their money in here, live tax-free. They don't have to pay what they were paying in Europe. And this is how it started. Then in the summer of 2018, EMAR came up with a payment plan that you can buy anything you want by paying 20% down payment and 80% on 5 years, or 25-75 on 5 years. The 4% registration fee was waived, and
off,
sometimes they used to give 2 to 5 years free of service charges. So this is what moved the market, and we started seeing the sales happening. 2019 was the same case, and we were all excited having the expo coming, because we knew that the expo would change, and then suddenly everything shut down because of COVID. And then I remember there was crazy offers in May in the market, townhouses for 1 million, 1.2 million dirhams. This is what made the market move a bit, because back then the LTVs, like the loan to value, was 30% down payment and 70%, but they moved it to 20-80. And the tenants were like, okay, we have crazy offers in the market. Instead of us staying as tenants, let's become landlords. So they started moving it. And then Nashama came. I remember Nashama, it was in June. They had almost like 500 units. They were like, okay, everything is like on 20-80 on 5 years, or 10-90 on 5 years.
Wow.
And that's what made the market explode. There was the movement happening. All of the tourists were coming, because there was not much destination you can come. It was maybe Dubai and Mexico open. So everyone came to Dubai and saw those payment plans, and
crazy.
The rest is history. Until now, it's still the same hype, the crazy hype happening.
So it's easier to sell now compared to back then when you started.
Of course.
Sure.
Well,
But don't you
like
think like
100
now
times.
it's highly saturated? Though yes, the user is more aware about the market, and there is.
It is,
more
and there is like
tools.
back then we used to be 5,000 brokers. Today we're 85,000.
Exactly. So there is competition in
But it
developers and
doesn't
brokers
mean,
as well.
but that competition doesn't mean that they are hurting the real ones, or the ones that they know what they're doing. So I can vouch for 50 brokers in Dubai that they are killing it. Each year they're making millions, and there's few hundred that they are making a bit under $1 million, and the remaining are wondering how. So it doesn't mean if someone is trying to do real estate now, they can call themselves brokers. You can call yourself a broker when you sell 100 units,
Yeah.
or if you're doing rentals when you rent 50 to 100 units. But anything in between that you're doing,
In the
you
learning
cannot call.
phase,
You cannot say I'm a football player if you play twice. You need
Got
to
it,
have you
yeah.
have proper
Experience.
score. You need to have the stuff. So there is lots of people trying to become brokers, but doesn't mean they're successful, because those clients in the market, whenever they find a genuine broker that they know what they're doing, they're getting stuck to them. So anyway, they're helping the decent brokers. The bad brokers are helping the decent brokers.
Really?
Get the clients. That's how I see it myself.
But of course, when we talk about that you should have the core experience, don't you think that it's sort of disappointing for a new broker? Like, you started once
When
having
I started,
no
there was
experience.
so many brokers with experience, and they
Yes.
were smashing it. And I remember we used to look at them and say, how? I even remember when I started, there was one time when it was end of the month and we were getting our commissions, and my commission was like 6,000 dirhams. And I was feeling I'm the king of the world. And the girl came in and picked up a check of 90,000 dirhams, and my eyes popped out. I'm like, how you do that?
Yeah.
So instead of me, hating on that broker, I decided to try to be next to her as much as possible. I
learn
wanted
from
to
her.
listen to her, how she speaks with client. What does she say? What does she do? Not to copy her, but to be kind of influenced by the way she's doing and putting it in my own character. So I started following the big boys, what they are doing, until I became a big boy myself. So that's how it goes.
And do the old brokers help the new ones? Like, for example, if you're a new broker, you may not have the network. So you may gain knowledge. I think that's relatively easier than, doing networking or having a genuine set of buyers, because that's also important. You need to have verified buyers, people who have a good pool of money, a good cash flow. So how do you do that? I mean,
it's steps. First of all, you can have the network, but if you don't know what to sell them and how to sell them, it's useless.
Correct.
Because once they will speak to you, they are more knowledgeable than you. They don't need you. So first of all, what you need to do is get yourself knowledgeable. You need to learn everything. How to talk to them, how to pitch the areas, what's the history of each area, what this property is going to make on a capital gain, what's the history, what's the long-term rental, what's the short-term rental, how to get equity release, how to do all of this stuff. Then you start prospecting and you start being around them. Now you are in a city in Dubai where every night there's an event, and most of the events are for free. You have the boat show. You have so many events in Abu Dhabi. You have so many car events. And these guys, when they are there, most of them, they have money. So if you are going to be going, let's say, about a cars event, make sure you know a bit of cars so you can have an opener of the conversation. You need to know watches. If you want to come to someone and compliment them, oh, that's a nice watch, he will say thank you. But you need to speak about the watch. So if you speak about it, the guy will be, oh, this person knows their stuff. If they know expensive watches, they can have a conversation with them. So that's what I'm saying. It's a package. You train and then you go execute. And bit by bit, you will get your network. What's the difference between a new agent and an old agent or experienced agent? It's their expertise. It's their knowledge. So if someone can be in the industry for 3 months, but if they've been studying the market left and right and going back into the history of the market, they become experienced even though they've been there for 3 months. There's a guy who's been barely in Dubai for 9 months and he has closed 400 million.
Oh, wow.
And there's people that's been in the market for 5 years and they haven't passed the 10 million dirhams. So it's not about the time. It's about how you are utilizing this time, what you are doing in your time, how you speak to people.
So
you can tell
be,
immediately in seconds if this person is knowledgeable or he will just say, yeah, buy this, trust me, it's gonna go up, it will do this and that. It's very easy
so it's
to
not
tell.
just about, I think it's about knowledge and at the same time numbers, right? You need to be closing deals faster. So if you close deals faster, you will obviously have more experience.
Listen, I'll tell you something. People usually buys from people like them.
True.
So they first of all, they need to click with you. They need to feel that you have a nice energy to you. You are not a pushy person just coming buy, give me the check.
Not
because when
salesy.
someone is pushy, people hate it.
Yeah.
So they want to feel that they are kind of having a sales experience with a friend. I'm going with my friend to do property shopping. Whether I buy or not, it doesn't matter because we're spending good time together. That's what they need to feel. They need to trust this person that I'm giving you my investment. I want you to treat this property as if it's your own. Most of the buyers we have, they are international buyers. So you have to be like the eyes and the ears of this buyer.
Them, yeah.
You have to be there, not just like I want to make the sales and bounce and disappear. You need to memorize the name of their wives, of their kids. You need to know all of this stuff. And getting that information, you have to do it, building that rapport, as we call it. You have to do it in a nice way. You have to have the conversation, be genuinely interested in this person. Doesn't matter if you sell them or not. Build that relationship.
Because it's a long-term relationship.
It's a long-term. Everything is like you're just putting seeds everywhere and you're waiting for these trees to grow and then to give you those fruits. So sometimes you make an effort in 2024 and it pays off in 2027, but make the effort.
Keep doing the hard work, it will, yes.
Yeah. I didn't just show them Dubai. I always made sure that I understand their need and requirements. I understand how much this person is willing to invest and get them exactly what they're looking for. I'll give maximum 3 options.
Okay.
Option 1, 2, 3. I remember it when I was taking my RERA course back in early 2015. The instructor name is Hiba. God bless her. I still remember this woman. And she was saying that if you want to become successful, you have to have exclusive sellers. But if you want to become the stars of the city, you have to have exclusive buyers. And I have never forget this. And I'm like, I'm going to do this. Even though back then, I didn't have anything. No money, no support, zero. I didn't have knowledge. I didn't even know that I'm going to make it in Dubai or not. I was in such a damaged, lost soul back then, let's say it. So I didn't have any direction, any purpose, but I never forget what she said. And I'm like, I'm going to reach this point where I'm going to be having exclusive buyers in the city. And I managed to do that. And this is what got me to where I am today.
But who are these exclusive buyers? Like, who are these people? Like, whom do you call as exclusive buyers?
Exclusive buyer, it means someone that deals with you for years and he's always been making money with you. And then for some reason, they will be receiving one email from a random agency in Dubai saying there's this project being launched next week. And this person will forward this email to you and say, what do you think about it?
Oh, wow.
Or like, okay, I think it's a great project, or I don't like this project, don't go for it. Okay, great. You think it's a great project? Tell me more about it. I explained it a bit and they were like, what would you buy in this? I'm like, I would buy 1 and 2. They were like, okay, go ahead. This is an exclusive buyer.
Amazing.
Means no matter how many agencies or brokers try to reach them, they trust you and they will keep working with you. This is an exclusive buyer. An exclusive seller is the same person that it's time for him to offload in the market because they're going to be making 100 to 200% of a profit. They will tell you, okay, sell my property, keep the money in Dubai, reinvest it for me in something that you find suitable. Because end of the day, I am also a property owner. And I own properties maybe more than them because I love buying and selling. I've been doing this from 2018, that buying my own stock and flipping the stock. So sometimes when I'm going to buy a project and I really believe in this project, I call a few people. I'm like, I'm buying in this, you should get too. They were like, okay, get us whatever you're getting. They don't even ask what's the price or what's the sizes. Whatever you bought, buy the same for us because they know that I'm buying the best property that will appreciate, the best layout in the building.
Have you ever bought from any other agent?
A lot. I do it most of the time and I pay them fully 2%.
But why would you do that?
Why not? Let's say, for example, if someone is established and let's say, okay, I bought 2 villas from a guy, his name is Joseph. He works in White & Co.
Oh.
Okay. No, actually, I bought 1 from him. 1, I bought it myself. Another one, I bought it from him. Okay. And I paid him fully on it. And I flipped the property. So I don't care if a broker is a specialist in one area. So they know it left and right. Okay. Instead of me, that I don't know about that area, doing my research, which will take me approximately 60 days to 90 days, I prefer to call a specialist where they will tell me, Anthony, if I were you, I will buy this one, take this one. Why not?
So you save on your time and
Of course. And they're
get a better
specialists.
deal.
They know what they're doing. So of course I will deal with them. I don't mind dealing with brokers. I actually love dealing with smart brokers.
What do you think is the preferred payment plan or the best payment plan nowadays?
The easiest one to sell is like ask for 20% down payment.
Okay.
And you can break it into 2 payments, like 10 immediately, 10 after 6 months on 1 year, and leave the rest for handover. Because people can finance the property.
Yeah.
But now developers, I'm like, we have some costs. We have to put money in the escrow. We have to do this and that.
Yeah.
So they kind of prefer the 50-50. Now we're seeing in the crazy rise in the market, it switched. So it became 80 during construction, 20 on handover, or 70-30.
Exactly.
But for me, you know, like any payment plan that surpasses the 50-50, it's rough. I rather be the less possible during construction and the remaining on handover. This will be the best interest for the buyer. So instead of a buyer getting 1, they can get 3. So it's all about the market shifts. But now you are in an upper market where it's kind of the seller market, the developer market.
Yeah.
This is why you don't see the payment plan softening. And if you see someone that's giving a crazy payment plan, make sure to look properly in this project. Why they're giving you this flexibility? There must be something. Maybe they cannot sell this product, so they have to give you that payment plan. So make sure to do proper investigation before just saying, oh, it's a great opportunity. Because also in real estate, what's more important than the entry is the exit. It's the best. It's the most important part. Like someone can tell you, I have the cheapest product. You come in, and then when it's ready, you want to sell it. You're like, okay, I cannot sell at market price. I have to lower it 5 or 10% to get out of it.
And how do you check that? Like how an end user can validate this enough?
All from the data happening, all from the history of the area. You can see everything. Dubai has public info. Everything is coming from the land department. There are so many applications here that you can check out in Dubai, and most of them, they're free. So make sure to see this developer, what they have handed over before, what did the people buy on off-plan, when it was ready, how much the capital gain was it plus or minus, when it was rented the first year, how much it generated. And this is how you understand about the properties and the market. You follow the data. Don't follow what people tell you. Buy it, trust me, it will go up. This is all nonsense. Follow the proper data.
Tell me about an area which has gone considerably high in terms of the returns.
All of this beach side in here, like from Blue Waters, it exploded, followed by Emar Beachfront, Dubai Harbor. It went like crazy. And followed by Medina Jumeirah Living, going all the way to Port de la Mer, Nikki Beach. Like all of the beach side has exploded. I remember in 2019, Emar launched the Beach Vista. It was the first project over there. And the starting price of a 1-bedroom, there was 1 floor or 2 floors, it was 1.2 million. And then 1.3, 1.35. On handover, immediately it became 2.2 to 2.4.
Yeah.
So you've seen just crazy double up on one project, and it went all the way up following the 21, 22.
So when we talk about the appreciation and the projects, right, you mentioned many of them, but most of them are residential projects.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how the shift has happened in the commercial segment.
Commercial, first of all, we do have mega shortage. And it reminds me...
We still have.
And we will always have. And still reminds me that post-COVID, there was mega shortage in townhouses and villas. So back then, on every one for every one townhouse or a villa, there was like 7 units of flats. So back then, whatever you bought, a townhouse or a villa, the price would double and triple up. And now it's the same case for a commercial, because there's not many offices in the country. And we've been seeing, like, almost for the past 4 years, huge companies, they are moving from Europe or from the States, having Dubai as their main headquarters. And they want to have all of their employees moving in here. So we have shortage of offices. And we can speak about few areas like Business Bay is filled of offices. followed by Silicon Oasis that
Yeah.
now became a freehold, because before it wasn't freehold. So yeah, we have a huge shortage, and whoever is doing now offices will be laughing in the next 2-3 years.
And what do you think will be the upcoming areas for commercial office space?
I am now, Business Bay is still really booming. I was just funny enough today, I was doing a sale and a developer, and I was like pointing a finger of a land, and they were like, yeah, we're coming in with offices, and they showed me the prices. I'm like, wow. So we're talking like for a full floor, like 35 million to 40 million dirhams.
Yeah. In Business Bay?
In Business Bay, like waterfront. I don't want to mention the name because it's still not there in the market. Al Quoz area, we are seeing, because now Al Quoz have the most warehouses, and warehouses are booming now because lots of businesses, they are taking that model of moving to warehouses. We're seeing paddle courts. They are everywhere, and usually they take warehouses to have that kind of business. So Al Quoz is gonna be also rising in this term. There is lots of talk about maritime city having offices towards the water overlooking there, and of course we cannot escape DIP, which also have lots of warehouses and lots of empty lands and lots of potential for businesses, because they are next to the terminals over there for the free zone. So it's kind of perfect area to be having offices there. Expo City. I forgot to mention Expo. Expo is one of the best commercials you can ever get.
From a buyer perspective, right? How is the journey different when they are buying a residential unit versus they're buying a commercial unit?
When you're buying residential unit, first of all, there's no tax on it. So you're just paying the price plus 4% registration, it's done. When you're buying commercial, on top of the 4% registration, there's 5% VAT. And in some areas, you pay more. You pay up to 20%. Like if you're getting here in Media City, there's another tax on top of the 5% for offices. So the return will not be as it's residential, or they have to really increase their prices, which might affect the buyer. Then they are looking for an off-plan office, because end of the day as well, a business, when someone is buying those spaces, they want to make sure that what they're buying is not breaking their back as well.
And do you think we will see a rise in terms of off-plan commercial? Because we see a lot
everyone is building now. Everyone is building. So I was telling you, like, some they are already increasing the prices, putting all of those extra on the buyer. So if the buyer is coming to have a business on Dubai, let's say for the next 10 years, they were like, okay, screw it. It's not worth it. I'll pay it. I kind of put it in my yearly budgeting. Okay. And some, they were like, okay, no, we prefer to rent because rent will be cheaper than us than obtaining properties. But in the two scenarios, there is mega shortage of commercials, and people need to be building way more than this, because Dubai is becoming like the business hub of the world, and all of the businesses are here. If they're not having Dubai as a main quarter, at least they are having a branch in Dubai.
And do you think smart offices is a thing that can be great in future?
I've been always a great fan of floating offices.
Floating offices.
Oh, wow. And I've been telling developers about this, like, you should guys do it, because there's so many offices on land, but we don't see floating offices. And whoever is gonna do this model is gonna smash it, whether they're gonna do it in JLT or they're gonna do it here on those islands, just around here, or they're gonna do it in Port Rashid. I think whoever does floating offices will kill it. Everyone will be there. I'm gonna go there. I want to be in a floating office. Because it's something different. And in here in Dubai, you always look for something.
But don't you think that will have accessibility issues?
Why not?
More practical issues, right?
Why not? You have floating villas, you have floating paddle courts, you have floating everything. Why not having floating offices?
Because the look and feel, right? Like the feeling which you get when you are in a villa or in a floating villa is very much different of when you're describing your feeling at office. It has always been presented differently.
For me, I like always something different, something weird, something new, something that not much people have it. Same way that if I'm selling in a building, I always look for those special layouts. I don't sell a unit that there is 50 or 100 of those, because I don't want to compete with 100 owner. I rather be having 4 or 5 layouts where I can dictate my own market. And now when it comes to offices, I always look for something different.
But do you think that the developers have been able to come up with fresh layouts or the unique
I'll tell you something.
elements in the building?
What I learned in Dubai, nothing is impossible.
Hmm.
They're always ahead of time.
Yeah.
I always say that in Dubai we live in 2050, where the rest of the world is like 50 years behind. I wouldn't be surprised of anything they do. Like, where can you find a floating mini market that's going to sell boats and the beach? It's nowhere. You've seen those Carrefour ones. You've seen the ones that they go and they have the banners on them. So that's what I'm saying. In here, it's so creative. People are competing who wants to be the best. And I wouldn't be surprised if they created anything that we see in movies or science fiction. So yeah, I know that every month or two, there's something new, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Amazing. And what advice would you give to the brokers who are just entering the market and they're seeing the shift that now the market is moving more towards commercial than residential?
When we were killing it doing residential, the commercial brokers were suffering. Now they're not suffering. Whoever was there and stayed there and learned the business is doing great. So they need to, if they want to do commercial, they need to be extremely knowledgeable. They need to understand that they will be looking and they will be working with lots of huge international companies. And business will not be like every day you can sell a property, because most companies, when they come to Dubai, they want to take an office. First of all, they need to present their portfolio. This broker has to take it and he has to go to that developer, present the portfolio, present the business, and try to get them the best deal if they are renting anywhere between 3 to 5 years. If they are buying, if they are entering a mall, they have to be presented perfectly. They have to have proper negotiation. So a person has to be extremely patient. They have to be super knowledgeable, and to make sure that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Sometimes you can work for 6 months without zero result, but eventually when it will pay off, it's going to pay off. So make sure you are extremely knowledgeable and know your stuff.
Can a residential broker sell a commercial? Like in terms of...
They can. But
as a
you
broker,
cannot be specialized in the two. You have to pick one. No, you can't.
For the upcoming brokers, do you suggest that which route should they take?
I cannot suggest. It's themselves. It's the same way when someone tell me, shall I do a primary market or secondary market? I'm like, man, it's all up to you. If you're really good in numbers and know your stuff, you can do off plan. If you're someone that's great with people, go to secondary. So it's all about you, what you find. Like when I started, I was doing purely off plan. It's been 2-3 years I'm doing secondary as well.
Now you've built your
Now I can do whatever.
Course,
I can even do commercial. I can do anything. But when I started, it was pure focus on off plan. If someone wanted secondary, I'm like, let me refer you to this broker. He's the king of JBR. This is the king of Marina. Deal with this person. I've never tried to do it myself because there's no way to compete.
Got it.
Yeah. So to each his own. I cannot tell people what to do. What I can tell them, try it so you can find yourself where you're going to be.
Okay. Fantastic. I think we had a good chat, AJ.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thanks.